is it worth not telling the people in your life? Because then the question comes of like, do you trust the people in your life?
Are we actually friends?
Are we friends? So, and friendship comes with trust. Is that
but then
because that could also, or are we just being entitled because we're your friend? That's what I was gonna say.
But then at the same time, do you feel like your private information is just information to give out all the time?
No,
it's not information to give out all the time, but if it's information that's going to impact and change your life, and you say you're my friend and that you love me and you cherish our friendship, of course I would feel a little bit like, oh, okay, oh.
No, I would definitely feel away.
Do you know why? Because it's some sort of change to adapt to very quickly. As your friend on the receiving end, I have to adapt and adjust very quickly. Whilst there's nothing wrong with that, because you are entitled to keep your relationship
and share the information
private whenever you're
ready.
Please don't handcuff me. Like, you can do what you want. It's your life, but I will also need to adapt.
No, I'm telling you, the span.
Like, I'm the type to stare at you for ages.
Like,
for days.
I don't think I'm screaming.
Like, what?
Do you know, funny enough, I've seen a like a tweet,
what?
that basically was just saying how, oh, you know, you people that will keep your like relationship or engagement or like pregnancy to yourself, and then when it's time to ask for money, that's when you're not sharing it. I said, oh.
There's a point made.
No, wow.
I hear it. There's a point. Sorry. You know that story?
They're begging for money.
Do you know what it is? She wasn't even coming from the point of view of like begging. It was like they will publicly. You're now forcing me to contribute this information, and on top of that, to contribute.
It's come out of nowhere.
It's a lot.
Like, I'm being attacked left, right, and centre. I don't know where to. Have you guys seen the meme where the woman's like, that's what I'm doing.
That's what it's giving.
Now there's a balance as well, because
you've put me on a roller coaster without my permission.
Yeah, there has to be a balance.
And what's the balance?
The balance. So we know a person personally, that's pregnant right now, but they don't want people to know that they're pregnant, for instance. So when we're with them, we wouldn't publicly publicize that they're pregnant,
right?
And I think that's a way of balancing it, because there's people they want to know and there's people that they don't want to know, and I think that's how you balance it. Because I feel like the complete, like, nobody in your life knows that you pop out. No, you've been married for a year.
Can I be honest?
I'll scream.
You know, the first point that you made, very valid, because again, we're taking social media out of the mix. It's always out of the mix because that's not real life.
It's not real life.
So that goes without saying.
It's just media, no social.
Do you get what I mean? No, but for real, it's just media. So then, what I'm saying is, in that extreme instance of people that are telling nobody, because I've seen things on socials, TikTok or whatever, where you're calling your best friends, even mum and dad to some extent. At the end of the day, yes, it's okay. I appreciate not everyone has that relationship with their parents, so they could see their parents as just that's that level of relationship, that distant relationship. Fine.
No, but it's about people that do.
Right. So let's talk about the second point you made. The ones where it's like not a single soul knows. What do you think of that?
I think that's bizarre.
I'm really sorry. I'm really trying to understand it from that perspective as to why you wouldn't share. And there's so many but
there has to be at least some people.
Right.
So do you not think
there's variables, whether it be medical reasons, but I actually think it's quite dangerous to not tell anybody. And the reason why I say dangerous,
wow.
I know where she's going with it as well.
Wait. Do you know what
I know where she's going with
it's danger. And you know why I say danger?
Why?
It's dangerous because it's like,
you're pregnant.
And not just that, but it's like you need community.
Okay.
You need.
But let's not talk about pregnancy. Let's just talk about marriage first.
I'm talking about marriage.
Or just like personal news.
But that's different. I think personal news. I think marriage and pregnancy are the most important ones, because personal news, I feel like when people find out, they find out. If I did a master's and I didn't tell you guys for 3 years, what does it matter? It doesn't matter.
Let's pause. What? I think that matters. Wait,
me getting married without you guys' knowledge is more important in my opinion.
No one is saying it's not more important. But what do you mean you'll do a master's for 3 years and we would not? Imagine we're being tested now. We sat down and like, how old do you know your friend? Does Ayo have? Ayo's very good at that on her birthday. How old do you know Ayo? And then you expect me to pass?
How many degrees
when you're not sharing important information?
She said everyone
everybody's wrong. It's 2.
When you do a master's, tell us.
Of course, I would tell you. But
So
what
why
I'm
did you
saying
say
is,
it's
I
not?
feel like there's levels to news, innit?
Yes,
like,
I
there's
agree.
private
Saying,
information
yeah.
that if you guys found out 3 years after it happened, like, I can't imagine that with you. It's very difficult for me to imagine
sorry,
that with
do
you.
you know what I
mean?
I'm
That's
saying on the grand scheme, there's private news people can have. So if you don't find out for 3 years, okay.
So can I be honest? So if you're now telling me 3 years up, what do you want me to say?
I'm just telling. No,
Like,
it's not even that I'm
the
telling you.
congratulations is
More
even
time
late.
it will come out in convo. It's not even that I'm telling you at that point. Do you get?
Okay, let me. It's buffering right now. Okay. Do you know why I think this is so mad? Yeah, because we're thinking of it from the perspective of, oh, if it's people that we're not that relatively close to. I feel like we have to personalize it.
That's why
if it's people that you genuinely care about, people that you know you would want to celebrate with you in your special moments.
Right.
Like, let's personalize it, because of course it's not going to be that deep if it's someone that
A distant person.
Yeah,
in
if
your
it's like an
life, yes.
acquaintance or
Yes.
someone that, okay, I'm not that close to them, but when I see them, it's a good time.
Of course.
Maybe I'd invite them to my wedding. Those aren't the people that we're referring to,
Right,
respectfully.
right.
We're referring to the people where if there was something bad that happened, you would more than likely share that news with them. It's just someone that you consider a friend.
Right.
The term friend.
A
Yeah.
close friend.
Friend is subjective.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A close friend, because friends.
That's why I'm giving this distinction.
I
There
don't
are
tell my
certain
friends
people-
everything.
There's certain people, yeah, like there's certain people as well that would say you're my friend, but I wouldn't tell you everything, or
Yeah.
you're my. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
different
yeah.
levels to friendships as well.
And that's why I'm referring to close friends.
That's why-
because that's
so-
why I said it was dangerous.
That's why also I was gonna say, like, again,
Dangerous.
everyone is so different in their definitions. We've spoken about definitions before. Like with you guys, have you noticed? I don't call you guys my friends.
Yeah, I don't call you
call
guys
you
because
sisters.
you're not my friend.
You know what I
But then
mean?
there are some people, I wouldn't use the term sisters. I would call them friends, but they're still like close friends.
See, I'm different in that way. If you're my friend, I have hierarchies of friends.
I think it goes.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think
close
everyone
friends,
Because
right.
people say that it doesn't exist. I have a
does,
hierarchy.
100%.
There's certain people there's certain things they just don't know. They don't need to know.
No, of course, 100%.
But you
I
can be
think,
my friend.
I think the reason people pretend is because they wish they were probably closer to you. I don't know, but in a nutshell, of course,
That's true
like
as
I don't
well.
imagine
Sorry.
not having a hierarchy
It's
when it comes to
normal.
friendship.
Of course,
It's very
100%.
normal,
It's
and we should be
normal.
openly speaking about
and there's
it.
not and it's
Yeah.
not malicious.
No.
Because there's a reason why not everybody's in your inner circle. And so to me, you can be my friend and still not know certain things. And I think that's normal.
What about a close friend?
That's what I'm saying. Even close friend. So that's what I'm saying. In my hierarchy, yeah, it goes like my sisters.
Yeah.
The people or like the loves of my life. There's them.
That's us.
That's you guys.
No,
Then
that's
I have
right.
like my close. Then I have my close friends, but some of them are in there, some of them are here, and then I have my friends.
Yeah.
And then I have acquaintances.
Yeah.
I
Normal.
get
That's
that.
Yeah,
That makes
mine's
sense.
exactly like that
Yeah,
as well.
and so the information doesn't always funnel down to the bottom. Not that people.
But then
are at
there's
the bottom,
some information that I would share with my sisters and close friends.
Yeah. But then there's certain information that's just close friends. Like when I initially
Okay,
get pregnant,
right.
by God's grace, yeah, that news is only spreading to a certain amount of people.
You know.
Do you get what I mean? Like it's not the type of news that you spread. Like I don't know. Maybe it's the Nigerian in me. Maybe it's the Yoruba in me. But
Yeah.
like it's not that I'm not. I don't think I'm going to be to the extent that like the way our previous gen did it. But I more mean like how am I? I'm not going to be broadcasting, guys. I'm 5 weeks pregnant.
Right,
It's
yeah.
not. And there's certain people that don't even tell anybody until they're like 12 weeks because that's the point
course,
where they're like, okay.
No, not even to take it further. I promise some people aren't going to know till the child is born.
And that's
And there's
everybody's
nothing
prerogative.
wrong with
That's
that.
your
Fair enough.
prerogative. I feel like that's everybody's prerogative. You can do whatever the hell you want. But that to link it back to what we're talking about, there's gonna be offense. Say for instance, your closest friends didn't know that. I feel like I can't be offended though.
That's what you know what I was gonna say. They're entitled to feeling that offense.
You think?
Yeah,
But
to
then
some degree,
okay.
they're entitled to feeling that.
Why?
Because when I think of my close friends, all good people.
Yeah,
like
good-hearted.
I don't have a solid reason as to why I wouldn't tell them. It's just because I don't want to share that, extend that information to them. So it would make sense. I would get why they would feel like,
Offended.
oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
especially if they came to you and said, you know, I'm sad that you didn't feel like you could share it with me, but I'm happy for you nonetheless. Like, how was the pregnancy? How was this? How was that?
That would be
Like,
I would be up.
That'd be so. That's kind of
yeah,
sad.
do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
and I feel like a lot of people, especially on social media, you vilify people for feeling a certain, for caring about you.
Oh.
Because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Right.
Like, do you not want people to care about
about you.
Not everybody's out to get you. That's
Right.
number one. Not everybody is wishing bad on you or evil
100%.
eye or whatever you're calling it. some people genuinely care about you and genuinely wish you well. Yeah. Like there's this girl, there's someone that I consider a close friend. She's actually moved out the country and she's moved to the US. And like randomly she just messaged me and she was like, oh hey, like I just thought of you, I wanted to check in, like I prayed for you as well. I can't wait for the day like when you get married, like it's gonna be such, like we were just having that conversation. I thought, wow, even though I don't know if I would share right away that I was engaged, but
thank you.
It was like, imagine now, like I would see why she would feel upset. Not okay, let me change the word. Let me change the word. Not upset.
Just because she'll feel upset doesn't not mean you should have to tell her.
Of course, 100% not. That's not how things should work. Because if I'm telling you something out of guilt, then
what's the
we need to reevaluate our friendship.
1 million.
But at the same time, I would understand if she did feel like, like
you didn't tell me.
If you felt hurt about it,
you can validate her feelings.
Yes,
like, I understand what you're saying.
But it doesn't change the fact that the pregnancy is now gone. It's finished.
It's done. What's done? How I wanted it to happen is how it happened.
No, but
I was gonna.
Okay, yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, you know your point, which was a valid point, by the way, the one about not everybody's out to get you. I think where people take that so seriously and begin to act on it is now where because they can't differentiate who is out to get them and who is not. So then what they then do is, because I can't differentiate that everybody
is in and falls under that circle.
And you literally, that was where I was going. I think that's where discernment comes in.
1 million.
That's where I can't imagine a life without God, because I can't do it by my own might, by my own strength, by my own conscience or my intuition. Sorry, I can't do it on my own, because I most likely, very much will get it wrong, because again, it's not written on anyone's forehead their intentions for you. So that's why I'm saying that discernment is very, very important. Definitely. Because sometimes you just feel led to share something with someone. Do you guys ever feel that?
Oversharing
all the time.
Oversharing's a real thing.
That where we've shared information with someone that she shouldn't have.
It more means sometimes you feel led to say
that's what I mean. On the opposite, sometimes you like, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like I'm a type of person that I don't tend to share much in general. I'm not much of a sharing person. But I can think of instances where someone that I probably would never really in normal circumstances share information with, I could just feel led to tell them something personal about me. And I feel like that's God's discernment. Not because I feel like, you're not going to wish bad on me, but maybe it would help them or whatever the circumstances. I just wanted to share my personal information with that person. So I think that's where it comes from the whole, like, I'm going to put everyone in this one box because I don't know about you. I don't know whether you love me or because it's not written on my forehead. The heart of man is
deceitful and wicked, above all.
Who can know it? No one knows mostly except the Lord.
Are you enjoying this episode? If you are and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Go down below and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on our Instagram and our TikTok, Sissing Down with the Sisters.
Right, Tem, that's a very good point, actually, because you know what, but this is the thing, this is my only issue with people that think like that, because I was actually having a conversation with somebody about that.
You're in my head,
like,
I know
it just becomes a heightened level of self-importance, because at the end of the day, who's really thinking about me that much? Like, I'm not to say that there are people that are, but I'm grateful. I personally want to believe, by God's grace, it's the people that love me that are thinking about me to that extent.
That's the ideal sitch.
And obviously,
but not always the case.
There are instances where people are wishing bad on you. But I think
this is where evil eye comes in.
But I think we live in a generation that is so quick to say people are jealous of them when they're not. I'm so sorry.
Facts.
Like most of the time, I feel like 9 times out of 10, nobody's jealous of you. Like, okay, let me say 8. Maybe 8 times out of 10, I don't believe anybody's jealous of you. I think sometimes people are mean-spirited. I think sometimes people lack emotional intelligence. They lack emotional regulation. They don't know how to talk. Communication skills in the bin. But for it to be jealousy, I feel like you need repeated evidence, because jealousy is such a. I think jealousy.
It's
to say somebody is jealous of you. I think jealousy is a normal emotion. Yes, it is an emotion that people feel. Do you know what I mean? But to say somebody specifically is jealous of you, and they like, I feel like there needs to be grounds. There needs to be evidence as to what you're saying, because you can't. I don't think you should be throwing that out willy-nilly.
Can I say something? In the context of jealousy, yes. But remember, there are different factors to it, not just jealousy. I can understand jealousy, but also I mentioned evil eye. They're little things. It doesn't necessarily
there's also
have
envy
to,
as
there's
well.
envy, you know, it doesn't
Which is
necessarily
deeper than
have
jealousy,
to,
by the way.
Because
Envy means you want what they have.
You're in a place where you lack it.
You wanna be them.
Envy, covetousness, like similar.
Right. So do you get what I'm saying? So maybe not jealousy per se, but it could be a thing where we've heard stories. We've heard stories with friendships where it's like little comments where you're not encouraging in certain situations where as a friend you should be. You tell them, you know, things like that. So I think when people hear things like that, it triggers like a emotion, or it triggers like a safety net that they think they should have against people overall. But then what the issue is, it then sips into maybe the good people, the wider world, or your family, your closest, the people that actually are well wishers for you, and then it becomes a thing where it's what there's a key word you used in the beginning, like self-importance.
And I think because of social media, I genuinely think a lot of us live like that. I don't mean this to be mean, but a lot of people, because you have an Instagram page, you think you're more important than you are. Because you have a TikTok that maybe has had a few views, like I think it's very easy to fall into that, because it's like, oh, people are watching me. I'm so sorry. There's 8 billion people in this world. And me, I know myself.
It's a brazy
what I'm thinking in my brain, I'm overthinking my own thoughts. So to think that like there's millions or there's thousands, maybe hundreds, because let's make it relatable. I just think it's unrealistic. I just think there is genuinely like this thing of people genuinely viewing themselves like, oh, like people live their lives essentially as if the whole world is watching them. So even in relationships, you feel like you see people not really being their true self. You're not soft because you're worried that, oh, you're gonna look like cringe to people. And it's this heightened level of there's so many people watching what I'm doing. Like I can't look this way. And then I think it seeps then into other things where it's supposed to be information that's beautiful. It's something that you cherish with people that you love. Yet. And this goes both ways, but some people might see it that you're taking away people's opportunity to love you and support you for a very like beautiful time.
And that's why I said it's dangerous, because you miss out on the opportunity of having and creating a beautiful community around you and covering you in prayer. Because to go back to the original point, it was you're not telling anybody, not just you're sharing it to selective people, you're not telling a single soul. God forbid something happens to you and you're in the hospital, or the man you're with, whatever it could be, and then you're now having to reach out to family members, and they're like, I didn't know you were even pregnant. I didn't know you were with this man. I didn't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many dangers to it. And I don't just think it's self-importance. It's also victimhood, if we're being honest, because it can be a trauma response. Okay, I've had this past friendship, and she was jealous. She did this, whatever. Like, and completely valid. But to now live in that bubble that, okay, you're going to put everyone into this category, you rob yourself of creating genuine friendships and genuinely thinking in a healthy manner, because it's not healthy to think that way. To think everyone's out to get you, to think, oh, people are wishing me bad, people are watching me, I can't do this, I can't do that. That's not a healthy way to live.
And you know what? Perfect, actually, honestly,
it's not a healthy way to live at all.
That's so true. And what came to my mind when you were saying that, adding to also what I was saying, is just how important it is. I think we always come back to this, but it's so important to be careful what you absorb and what you take in.
Yes,
because I feel like it comes from somewhere. So that's one place it comes from. Friendships, past trauma experience, at the end of the day. But some of us have. Some people have never lived it. It's never been next. Let's talk about them. It's like you've never lived that life before. It's things you may have heard. It's things that you may have watched
or seen on social media,
or someone has told you, and then you just become you shelter up and you shrivel up, and you're scared. But then obviously we're going to refer back to scripture, and when we look at the Bible and what it says just about being fearful, it just doesn't add up.
It's not giving you a spirit of fear.
It's not a spirit of fear at the end of the day. It shouldn't be to the point where it's affecting your daily activities and your life and your community and just communication and just everything you focus on.
Because then I feel like when you live your whole life like that, you will start to feel lonely, because
100%.
There's a certain element of it where it's like you don't think anybody delights in your joy. You think you're the only person who wishes yourself well. That can become depressing. Yeah. Because it also, and what is actually really sad as well, is it demonizes just normal everyday people who genuinely love you. Because yes, it's your news and you're entitled to do whatever the hell you want with it. I do stand on that too.
Heavy,
I personally think
heavy on that one.
At the end of the day, the bottom line is it's your news. You can do what you want to do with your news. Yet at the same time, I think to not share because you're worried that people don't want you to be happy or their congratulations of you is fake. It demonizes the people around you, and then on top of that, it then speaks to you and like, who are the people that you've chosen to be your friends? Who are the people that you've chosen to keep close to you? Like, are you confident in your choices of friends that you've made?
And that's what it comes down to ultimately.
To feel like that, because I can't imagine a world, social media is, as we've said, we've taken it out of this conversation. I cannot imagine a world where something good happens for me and I don't want to share it with the people that love me. I can't even if it's not 10,000 people, like if it's the inner circle of my life, I can't imagine. I remember, I can say this actually. When I handed in my resignation, I opened up my messages and there was a certain groups of people that I just told straight away. It was these two, one of my closest friends, like people that I love, like my siblings. Like whenever something like that happens for me, it's like an urge. It comes over me. I just want to tell the people that I love.
You want to share immediately. Like you want to confess. Like
even if it's good news, if it's bad news,
whatever
a lot
it
of the time
be.
it's just. I feel like most people must feel that way though. So I'm like, I would hope.
You know, as you explain that, unfortunately, there's some people that genuinely do not feel that way.
That's
that
what I was
don't
gonna
have
say.
that
Like, people
at
don't
all.
have that.
And it's sad because it could be because of past trauma, bad experiences, or just because they haven't had the opportunity yet. Because I've seen people literally like say, oh, you know, how do I make friends? Like, how do I make girlfriends? I'm in my mid-30s, I'm in my early 30s. Like, how do I do it? There's people genuinely longing for friendships, healthy friendships. So of course that's, unfortunately, it's not their fault per se, but at the same time it's like the ones that you do have genuine people that love you and care for you and are praying for you unbeknownst to you, and then you don't want to, like, it's in your head, you're following, or you've made up a narrative that they don't care, they won't be happy for me, they won't celebrate me, they won't uplift me.
On that, I also think it's crazy because there are people that will be willing to share information on social media before they share it with people in their life, and to me, that's crazy.
Who does that?
People, do you not see people say that there's stories where they found out their family's information on the internet?
But then I get that.
I don't say we're not talking about people
if we're talking context,
destroyed family relations.
Like, about close, but then because we don't know the status of their friendship or their relationship at that time, because my brain can't fathom that that's the case. I'm gonna have to just to protect my.
I don't think it happens because sometimes people are very quick to like, for instance, you know how couple content does very well on social media. For instance, it propels you. If you want to do well on social media, get pregnant, get married. You know, all of those things. Camera. Get it. Is then run to Argos.
Do you know what?
Do you get it? And I'm sure there's times people have probably done stuff like that. You share information with the world before your mum got to find out, and she's finding out with the world. People say it as well. I found out about this on I found out when they were doing this. Oh yeah, I found out when they did this interview.
Do you know what? Funny enough, I was watching a TikTok this week. This girl, she was announcing her pregnancy. Like she was literally doing a test as the camera was rolling and stuff. And I don't know why it just came to my head because she has a partner or whatever. And I thought, imagine if that's how her partner is finding out that she's pregnant. Surely not. Even though I don't think it was the case, but can you actually imagine that's how someone finds out, or maybe a close friend, forget partner, a bit extreme, but a close friend has found out you're pregnant through that way. Imagine if that's the case. It's a sickness, isn't it?
And you're telling me they're not entitled to feeling some level of hurt?
No, they are.
Would you?
They are.
Let's just. I have a question? Let's say it happens to any of us, right? Where we're on the receiving end of someone not giving us news that we consider them a close friend. How do you act based off that? What's your next, like, what would your behavior towards that person look like moving forward?
Can I be honest with you? I wouldn't address it whilst they're like celebrating that moment, because genuinely I find it so classless. I find it dirty, ungracious. I just find it very like poor. Right. When, you know, someone is sharing good news with you and the first thing you have to say is, oh, why didn't you tell me? Oh, why can I? you haven't said congratulations.
Nothing.
You haven't wished them well. Haven't even uttered a prayer unto the Lord.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
It's just you're in your feelings. And don't get me wrong, you're entitled to feel how you feel. But I don't believe you should now act out of those emotions. So say if it was a pregnancy and they were still pregnant and their due date was coming up literally 3 days from now or whenever, and that's when they've decided to tell me, I'm not now going to be sending her a paragraph at 2 a.m. And that's where wisdom comes into play.
Right.
You like, let's use our brains. Decorum. Let's use common sense. Let's have a bit of common sense. I think that's the issue, and that's why people vilify people who are hurt in those scenarios. It's because it's never dealt with grace. It's never dealt with class.
And that's why it's so important. Like, yes, we can feel what we feel, but it's very important to know when to speak. Like,
there's
just
a time
because
for everything.
Exactly. Just because it's what you're feeling in that moment, not everybody needs to know instantly. And everybody is very important here, because if you're not telling the person directly, you don't need to tell everybody around them before it reaches that person.
Don't make that mistake.
That's where you start to sin. Do you know what I mean? That's why that's why it becomes a ripple effect, and then it becomes a bigger deal than it needs to be.
There's definitely a grace you need to exercise, because even in your feelings, you have to be loving, because at the end of the day, the reason why you're upset is because you love this person so much, and you wanted to be a part of something that was beautiful and like full of love for them. And I think the pain is more that, wow, like, do you not consider me to be part of the people that, like, people are not honest with their emotions. I think a lot of the time when these things happen, the reason why people fall out about it and then just retaliate, because what you'll notice is people will be like, oh, this person didn't wish me happy birthday. This is even on a minuscule scale. This person didn't wish me happy birthday, so I'm not going to wish them happy birthday back. What you're actually communicating there is, it really hurt my feelings that you didn't acknowledge me on my birthday.
So I'm going to hurt you too.
I want you to feel how I felt. That's what you're saying with your action, by the way. So I think in the same way, when these things happen, if these things was to happen to somebody, I think grace is very paramount, because at the end of the day, that information is not actually about you. And so as much as you're hurt, your hurt doesn't come before that beautiful thing that person is experiencing.
100%.
I mean, it has a place. And so, like Ashley said, I think be gracious in that first instance, and then when the time is right, discuss it. Like, genuinely be like, do you know what, it genuinely did hurt me, and I'm not saying this because it's my priority to know everything that goes on with your life, but like, it genuinely did hurt me that I wasn't one of the people that. But I feel like some people would say that even sounds weird to say that. But I think at the end of the day, with your close friends, I think there's space for that. Like, just be like, it genuinely hurt me that I wasn't a part. Like, I wasn't a part of your journey. Like, I wish I could have been there with you, go to a scan with you, like, got to experience when the baby first kicked with you. Like, I wish, and like, genuinely just have that moment, and like, hopefully, like, because there's supposed to be love there, it's a close relationship. Like, I personally feel like it would be received well, and I think maybe that will also give that person the space to then be honest with you about why they didn't share, because sometimes people don't share for very valid reasons, and I think there are, like, I think we should also discuss the valid reasons why people don't share, because there's valid reasons. So for instance, I know people that maybe have had a miscarriage before, they won't share
medical reasons
when they're then pregnant again, and you know what,
understandable, because there's that fear that comes with it. Absolutely.
But so I, like, in scenarios like that, for instance, I completely get that. When it comes to marriage, it's a bit more interesting.
What do you think? That's what I was going to ask. What do you think the reasons can be for someone not sharing that they are engaged or they got married?
It's everything that we've spoken about, you know. It's the evil eye. It's the fact that they don't think people around them are wishing them well. Some people would genuinely say, I just don't want to share, there's no reason. But I think there's a reason for everything. Whether it's conscious or subconscious, there is a reason for everything. And that's literally part of the reason.
I think people think they want to steal their man?
That's another reason.
Or people...
that's another reason,
something else.
Or they're scared news is going to come out.
They're scared what?
News is going to come out.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, is that what you're going to say? Yeah. People are
Maybe
scared.
your man has been unfaithful and you're scared.
Some people are scared. They don't want to face the reality of what they're in. So they just don't share.
What if,
they're happy living in La La Land?
That's very sad.
No, what if you've had a conversation with a friend, like you're on the receiving end, they didn't tell you, like a special or celebratory moment in their life, and they tell you, and they say to you, if I'm honest with you, I just didn't want to share it with you.
You have to swallow it.
That's personal.
Sorry.
Hold on. What are we saying here? Why are we laughing?
No, you're right. I'm not saying you're not right, but you have to swallow it.
No, I'm going to start fighting you. Hold on. Swallow what?
Swallow it.
No, wait. Hold on. Actually, ask your question again, because I don't think I heard it.
Sorry,
because I don't want to be answering a question I haven't fully understood.
Okay. Let me ask as one of.
Did you hear what she said?
As one of like your close friends or whatever.
Go on.
You are one of her close friends.
No, I'm her sister.
Sorry.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry. I think that's the scenario you should give it under. Is even more deep.
No,
let her give it the way she wants because there's an answer to this. Go on.
So you've sat there, you said to me, oh, like, can I just check, like, how comes you didn't tell me that, you know, so and so and so, and they've just gone, tell me if I'm honest with you, like, if I'm just completely transparent here, I just didn't want to share it with you.
But what did you say? It wasn't. What was
I'm not saying.
Say what she said.
I said you have to swallow it.
What's your next response?
What do you mean? Wait, what does swallowing it mean? Look like for you?
As you're hearing it like that, you take it in.
Sis.
Yeah, what else can you do?
You do this as she's told you.
Do you know what it is? When you say no, because do you know why? Because that's why I had to clarify what she means by swallow it. Because swallow it, I thought you meant like not say anything at all.
No.
I'm not saying anything at all.
No, of course.
So what are you saying then?
You're mad. That's how we're gonna start the conversation. What are we doing here?
Tem.
No, you're mad.
No, I don't know what we're doing here.
Okay, so what are you gonna say, Tem?
Why are we friends?
She just said you're mad.
No, okay. All jokes aside, yeah.
Why are we friends? Hold on, great one.
No, because why? No.
I hear it though. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but I don't understand why we're friends. Because to me, friendship is not that.
You know, I get you. So the question would then be, okay, so
why did you feel?
Why you didn't want to share it with me?
Why did you feel that? Because this is why I said it's personal. She said with you.
Yes,
she didn't say she didn't share it with everybody. Imagine you found out that everybody else knows in her close friend circle besides you. That is why it's a personal attack towards me. I don't care if you want to call it defensive.
It's painful.
I'm going to be hurt. So my next I'll swallow it like I said.
To cross the leg.
We've swallowed. Next.
Yeah, no, real.
I'm gonna be
you need to tell me.
Because my next question is, why do you feel that way?
Yeah.
What? How did you come to that decision?
Can we talk about this?
Do you know, funny enough,
can we bond?
I saw story time.
Can we control? Can we blend?
You know, I saw story time similar to this, and it was a girl who said how her friend. Stop. She's actually finishing.
I don't get the question. Sorry.
Her friend. This is a story time. Yeah, her friend said how she fell out with one of her close friends for years, they've known each other for a very long time because her friend hadn't told her that she was in a serious relationship and they'd got engaged. And when she asked her friend, oh, why didn't you tell me? Her friend was basically just like, because when it comes to you and men, like men always seem to like gravitate towards you. And so essentially it was kind of like I didn't want to risk the chance of my man,
finding you attractive and going towards you.
That speaks to your insecurity, sis.
Yeah. But you know what's so mad? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I think that's a lot more frequent than we think. Sorry.
I'm scared.
Ashley, speak on it.
Sorry. Sorry.
She said, you tell it.
Sorry. Ashley, speak on it. Ashley, speak on it.
Ashley, speak on it. You know why? Ashley, go speak on it.
Yeah.
I'm Ashley, speak on it.
We preach and we tell the streets.
I had to get involved in that one. Ashley, speak on it.
Do you know why I say that?
Crazy. Wow.
Because it shows up in little things as well.
Wow.
Speak on it,
There's
babe.
always a friend that doesn't want to post your picture on your birthday. She only posts ugly videos of you slipping. Whenever she only goes out with her man and certain friends, you're never there.
The tea is
piping. When it's her birthday, can you make sure that when you show up to my birthday, you're not dressed to, you kind of like dim it down a bit. It's my birthday type of thing. And it's going back to what Ayo said. It is a level of insecurity, whether it's past experiences or unfortunately when... Like, I've heard so many stories, even stories at work, unfortunately, of, being out with colleagues and then a colleague has cried and they've gone, oh, but why is it men always go for her? Oh. It shows up like that.
Okay.
And people don't realise, they think it's, this is only in Tyler Perry. This is only on Love and Hip Hop.
No, because do you know why this is scary to me? I've never experienced this. So when I hear things like this, I'm blown away.
It's madness.
Because to me as well, for you to view your friends that way is also very
competition.
Weird. Like, I think my girls are the prettiest girls I've ever seen in my life.
Even if it's not your birthday, I'm reposting your picture.
I know they're beautiful. It's the facts. Them ones. I know they're beautiful. And to be fair, if I'm with a man, I'm scared.
he's gonna
find my other friend more attractive than me, I've already effed up. That's number one.
Because what kind of man am I with? First of all,
look at the man first. You're looking at your friends.
Are you trying?
You're trying to say your friend
Is he a dog?
You're trying to say that your friend is a Jezebel spirit.
Is he?
You haven't even checked your man. Check
There's
him.
two people you need
Is
to
he a
check.
dog?
Your man and
yourself.
The self-control is lacking from
bicycle temp.
Wheel it up.
No, because to me, I've always found it insane. Yeah, when people say that these things happen in real life, I always find it insane.
It's the fact that
Tyler Perry is getting his storyline.
No, but can I say something? It's the fact that Can I say something, guys? It's the fact that you're purposely removing
that
the word
friend.
is removing. You're removing that friend. You're removing your man
Yep.
from meeting that friend as if he doesn't have eyes and he's with
Okay.
you all the time. And there are other people in the world that he could potentially go to. It doesn't have to be your friend, honey. Yeah, it can be because if he's someone that lacks discipline, it's not gonna start with your friend. I'll tell you that for
It started with the people.
It will start with the people
outside.
Have you checked
I will share something though.
Have you checked his phone?
We don't do that though.
Let me share something though.
You
A
go
long
for it, babe. She
time
means
ago.
last year.
No, not last year. Actually,
Okay,
a
go
very
on.
long time ago. I was young as hell. Very long time ago. I think this is where like I started understanding more about women and her
Like I know what
and
you're gonna
friendship.
say. Yeah.
I have been on the end where
yeah.
it's not like I've purposely hidden my man
Oh, I
or
thought you
anyone
were
I'm
talking
talking.
about
No, something else.
Okay.
I'm good. I want to know what you write it down so I don't forget because I want to.
Yeah, write it down. When we cut the cameras.
I can say it. I don't. Anyway.
So a long time ago, I was on the side of. I had a friend that I just didn't feel completely comfortable in terms of the guys I would see or whatever, because I just felt like I just wasn't comfortable with it. But then the best way to put it is I did then not consider that person a friend. That's a different part.
Yes.
Okay.
I
That's a whole
can't do a
different
friendship where I'm scared or I feel some kind of way when I bring people around you.
Do you know what?
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because
yes.
then I can't continue. That's fake to me. So we're not going to be friends, which
Right.
we didn't end up continue our friendship based
Right.
off. Do you know what I mean?
So was that steeped in what they were capable of?
Yes.
Or not the
And
man?
do you know what it is? I'm so happy you asked that.
Because I think it's important to differentiate.
Because there are cases of women like that.
Yeah.
Like, let's not even try to turn a black. There are women that because they see you with him, that's when they find him attractive.
Yeah.
If he wasn't
That's
with
a
you,
whole brand of
if he
women.
wasn't with you, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't look at him twice. But because they see how happy
Because he's
making
married.
you, because he's making you happy, the treatment they see him giving
Right.
you. Oh, I want that. I want him.
There were instances though. There were instances where it was both parties. Both of you had to go.
fair.
But there would be
I
maybe
hear you.
another instance where it's just a friend,
Got you.
and it's like now it's embarrassing.
It's weird. This is
he's
weird.
come back to tell me what you're kind of doing, honey. Do you get what I'm saying?
that is
So it's
scary.
like,
That's
so then that's do you get? So you are right. There are women out there like that, but then this is where my confusion comes in with women that's in the situation that I was in. It's like I can't carry on a friendship like that.
Yeah.
We will have to part ways.
Right.
Either way, which we had to
Wherever it comes from, whatever route it's in, you're both getting. Either way, it's
we had to
cutting
part
it off.
ways. Like to me,
Whether
that's
it's
not my
you, whether it's the
definition.
man,
of-
whether it's
that's
I don't know,
not my
friendship,
definition
man.
of friendship. I can't
Absolutely
think
not.
twice before bringing people around you. I don't see that as friendship. So it had to go.
I feel like even just looking at your friend through the lens of she's better than me because she's pretty. That it's
get
people like you that can actually like you will wear a balaclava and you'll be the person to trip your friend up in public. No, because is it not the babes? I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Someone said, "What's the word?" Someone said they're the type to hide a vampire bite.
no, because
Sorry.
because
You won't tell anyone, and then infect people.
because
My God.
no, because
you know how
I'm
powerful
so
that is?
sorry, yeah, and I don't want to because we're laughing, but this what I'm about to say is not laughing the matter, yeah.
Yeah.
Naomi Only, the babe that got hit with acid, it was not. Was it not her friend?
Was I not thinking of that just now?
It was
Do you know
her
why? Because she
friend.
signed up to a modelling agency. She was gonna commence soon. Her friend was unhappy with that
Oh
news.
my God!
She wore a
Guys,
balaclava.
I rebuke I rebuke.
You know when I hear stories like that,
It's very
The blood of
scary.
Jesus.
Okay, I don't know if it was by cover. She just covered her face, Sha.
Whatever happened,
But
you still threw something at your friend's face that destroyed her face permanently.
You can't bring your friend around your man because she's they all gravitate towards her. Next is it's a slippery slope, and it might not be acid. It can be anything.
No, for real.
My goodness.
You start projecting on that person.
And that's I feel like that's why it all like loops back in circle.
Do you get?
Because it's like
it makes sense.
Like not being able to share things, or not being able to celebrate things, or like not being able to appreciate the people. Like I don't know how to explain it. There is always a route to why. And that's why we're leaving social media out of it. I want everybody to hear this loud and clear, because social media is not what we're talking about here. We're talking about in your real life. Because I know for people, there are people that haven't shared things on social media and then a year later they share it. And that's fine to me, because the people in their personal life, the people that needed to know, they knew. But if in your personal life, you're not able to share anything good that happens to you with anybody, maybe there's a reflection that there's things to be thought about there. On that note, wow. Let us know what you let us know. We want to hear your opinions as well, because I know this topic it be doing people. Yeah, man. So, and everybody, you know what? At the end of the day, you're entitled to your own opinion. You're also entitled to do whatever you want for information, but just check your heart in it, right? Because not everybody's out to get you, right? Heavy on that one. So we'll see you on our next episode, guys. Bye.